स्वरूप संन्यास करीला पितृकुल मातृकुल दुई उद्धारीला पितृकुल मातृकुल दुई उद्धारीला। गाइए। बंधु बांधव आसी दोहे प्रबोधिला बंधु बांधव आसी दोहे प्रबोधिला पितृक्रिया विधि दृष्टे ईश्वर करीला बाल हेल विश्वरूप संन्यास करीला बाल हेल विश्वरूप संन्यास करीला पितृकुल मातृकुल दुई उद्धारीला पितृकुल मातृकुल दुई उद्धारीला। हरे कृष्णा। श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत आदि लीला
Sri Chaitanya Charitamrut Adi Leela 15th chapter 12th and 22nd verse. Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami tells about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? And he is the Radha and Krishna manifested in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and how a devotee should behave, what should be his mellows, what are his works. All of this was epitomized by Mahaprabhu himself. The Lord himself is playing the role of a devotee. Although he himself is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but what did he do? Kaviraj Goswami says, Bandhu Bandhav Asi Dohe means Prabhudev. So he invited all his friends and relatives and he performed the veneration of his ancestors, and he didn't do it ordinarily. He did it with rituals, that is vidhi drishte, that is according to the Vedic injunctions and religious principles, and he venerated his ancestors. And who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is Ishvara Karilam, that means he is the Lord himself. He himself is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, yet he did it. So if think that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Lord, or if we consider him as the exalted devotee of the Lord, in both the cases, he venerated his ancestors, and it only 2 days are left, and tomorrow is the great festive day when all the ancestors are venerated, and Kaviraj Goswami is glorifying or singing the glories of venerating our ancestors. I want to thank all the hosts who have performed for this Pitru Paksh and all those devotees of the Lord who did the veneration of their ancestors. They could have done it on their own, but they took everybody together, and through with the Shrimad Bhagavatam Katha and with all their friends and relatives, they have organized or performed this venerating ceremony, which has been taught to us by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Bhala Haila Vishwarupa. So his elder brother Vishwarup has already taken sannyas, or he became a celibate. But if you do bhakti, and if you venerate our ancestors, then both the families, that is the family of our father and mother, both get emancipated.
हम सब लोग भागवत कथा सुन रहे हैं क्योंकि ये रोज नहीं आते हैं। आज शनिवार है ना, छुट्टी का दिन है, इसलिए पधारे हैं। सो भक्तों, हम लोग इस श्राद्ध पक्ष में, पितृ पक्ष में,
during this Shraddha Katha, we are listening to this pious Bhagavatam Katha. So there are two types of venerating ceremony. First is by our behavior, that is Vyavar. That means the situation in which the date on which our ancestors left their body, on that day, prepare food and offer to the crow, because he is the vehicle of the Lord of our ancestors, that is Lord Ayarma. So this crow is like a courier service, and this crow is the courier who has been appointed by Lord God Ayarma, and we offer it to the Brahmana cow, and this is called the veneration by behavior. But even greater than that is the veneration through our thought, that is vichar. So by our behavior, we are doing, and we should do it. But apart from that, we should venerate through our contemplation and thought, and that can be performed by listening to the Shrimad Bhagavatam Katha. So we are doing the veneration ceremony in both these ways. We are on a daily basis discussing about this Shraddha Paksha, and today I want to present one more thought and venerate our ancestors. So sometimes people say, and sometimes we also contemplate or think, that what is the necessity of doing this veneration ceremony for our ancestors? If we give something to our ancestors, or if we perform any pious activity for them, will they be benefited? Because it's mentioned in the scriptures, and people also say that the soul is eternal and is always alone. It comes alone and it leaves alone. And the soul is only related to the Lord. If the soul is independent, it comes and goes independently, and it is only related to the Lord or Paramatma, then what about these temporary relationships? Then why should we venerate for them? Why should we perform these activities for our ancestors then? Because it's mentioned in the Upanishads that all our relatives are like uh, in the river. If a wood is flowing and they remain there for some while, but they flow in different directions. So for some time they are together, but otherwise they both are flowing independently. So if the soul is independent and all the activities performed by the soul are independent, and there is no bondage with anybody, then the veneration performed here, how will our ancestors receive it? How is that connection possible? So, in truth, it is there. Although we say that the soul is independent, it comes and goes alone, but at the same time, the soul receives a body, and this body has relationship with others, and that is the relationship has a connection. So who all are connected? So there are so many, but I will tell you on the basis of Shrimad Bhagavatam, brothers have connection amongst them. This is from Bhagavatam. Although the soul is independent, yet the brothers are connected. Second, mother and the child or son has a connection. So it means that a mother or a brother can do the welfare of their son or brother. And so, as I said, that son and mother are related, so even a son can emancipate his mother. And the fourth connection is a son and a father has a connection. Even if the father has not done anything, but still, if the son wishes, then through his connection to his father, he can emancipate his father. On the basis of Bhagavatam, the fifth point is the grandson, that is the and the grandfather are connected. And these are all based on the Shrimad Bhagavatam. So the grandson, if he wishes, then he, by performing devotional service, he can emancipate his grandfather. And the sixth connection is the connection with the society. If a person desires, he can emancipate the whole society. Even if the society has not done anything except sin, but still we are connected to the society. And this is from the Bhagavad Samhita. So for the welfare of our relatives and society, we can do it. And the seventh is the connection between the living entities like plants, animals, birds, etc. Although according to the knowledge of element, we can say that the soul is independent, but because the soul is embodied in a body, that is why we create some relationships, and that is the philosophy behind it. And such seventh connection is our connection with birds and animals. And if we desire, then we can liberate such living beings or entities and send them to the eternal abode of the Lord. So these are the seven connections that have already told. So we all need to learn them and focus on them. So Madhusudan Prabhu is also here. If Tej Gopal wants, then he can emancipate Madhusudan Prabhu and vice versa. Because there is a connection. And if you ask for the proof or reference, so in Shrimad Bhagavatam there are all these seven references along with the pastimes in the verse form in Shrimad Bhagavatam. And if you want to listen to this, then let's first do the Harinam Kirtan, and then we'll proceed further on how a brother can emancipate his brother, how a mother can benefit her son, and vice versa. So a father can emancipate, a grandson can emancipate his grandfather, and a person can emancipate the whole society at large. And we can even liberate animals and birds. And we will listen these in short, and we'll listen to the Bhagvatam Katha. But before that, let's do Sankirtana, and then we will proceed.
Jai Shri Radha Ramana Jaya Jaya Navala Kishore Jaya Gopi Chitchora Prabhu Jaya Gopi Chitchora Prabhu Jaya Jaya Makhan Chor Jaya Jaya Makhan Chor Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki उपस्थित
Hare Krishna. I welcome all the wonderful devotees, all the devotees who have beautifully decorated this assembly. I welcome with warm gratitude the senior devotees of devotees of International Society of Krishna Consciousness Iskcon, and I would extend my warm welcome to all the listeners who have joined through the medium of Facebook, YouTube, etc. in huge numbers from all parts of the world. And in particular, I would like to welcome the inhabitants of UK, the whole Rawat family, and from Mumbai, Bharat, Vasaikar and Menon family. We should remember their highest ancestors, Daiba Kumari Rawat, Dhanmaya ji, Padma Bahadur ji, Kritiman ji, Dharam Singh ji, and from Menon and Vasekar family, Vaman Vasekar, Anasuya Bai, Giridhari ji, and Nirmala Balakrishna Menon, Kamla Menon, etc. I welcome you all on the third day of this Bhagavatam Katha. I welcome you all and please accept our humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Radhe Shyam. If the soul is independent and it comes and goes alone, and it is affected by its own work, that is karma, then by performing this veneration for our ancestors, how will they get benefited? If the soul is independent, then how is that connection formed or established? As I earlier told, the 7 connections, and all these 7 have evidences or references in Shrimad Bhagavatam.
श्रीमद् भागवत का आप सब जानते हैं, गोकर्ण और धुंधुकारी का.
So we have the reference of Gokarna and Dhundhukari. Dhundhukari was a great sinner and he never did any pious activity throughout his life. Even he died under the circumstances in which he was not supposed to die, and because of that he became a spirit soul or a ghost. But his brother Gokarna heard the Bhagavatam and he organized a Bhagavatam Katha, and because of this pious activity of the brother, his brother Dhundhukari was delivered. That is the evidence from Srimad Bhagavatam. What does it imply? It means that a brother can support his brother. This devotional service, the pathway of performing the devotional service, one can emancipate one's brother, as Gokarna supported his brother Dhundhukari. If we move further, the other connection is that of a mother and a son. If a mother desires, she can support her son for his welfare. Sometimes some mothers think that our kids don't listen to us, they are not making any progress in spiritual life, they don't chant the holy names of the Lord. No worries, because a mother can support her son, and the greatest example is in the first canto of Shrimad Bhagavatam itself. Mother Uttara and Maharaj Parikshit. When Ashwathama attacked with the Brahmastra. So first let's understand the meaning of Brahmastra. It is such a weapon that if it starts, we cannot take it back. It will come only after it has finished his job. So such fixed weapon had been thrown or attacked at the womb of Mother Uttara. And when she realized this, she immediately went to take the shelter of Lord Sri Krishna and worships him. She says, "Oh Lord, please protect my womb and please protect my son in my womb." And we all know that Krishna took a subtle form and entered her womb and protected her son from this Brahmastra. And in this case, just let me know, had this kid done anything? Had he chanted or had he performed any attended Mangala Aarti? No. All the hard work was done by Uttara. Yet, who received the fruit? The fruit was received by her son. So, what does it implies? That if a mother desires, she can support her son. And that is their connection. So, there is a connection between brothers like Dundukari and Gokarn, and mother and son, Parikshit and Uttara. So there is a vice versa reference as well. A son also can support his mother. So if a son desires, he can deliver or liberate, emancipate his mother. You already have heard about this pastime. When Maitreya Muni is speaking about the pastime, he says, so the son of Uttanpad, Dhruv Maharaj, when he was about to go to his lok, that is Dhruv lok or Vaikuntha, the eternal abode of the Lord, at that time, Dhruv Maharaj remembers his mother, and she was remembering her again and again. And he started thinking that my mother is a person who needs mercy, and I am going to Vaikuntha or eternal abode of the Lord without her. I am progressing towards the eternal abode of the Lord, leaving my mother behind. And when he was thinking like this,
ध्रुव महाराज ने सुर उत्तमो,
Dhruv Maharaj, Sur Uttamo, that means he told the eternal associates of the Lord, that is Nand and Sunan, and there is one worry for me that I am going to the eternal abode of the Lord, but my mother also should go to the eternal abode of the Lord. So, if the associates of Lord Vishnu say that, don't we have any other work? Tomorrow you will say that I want to take the entire universe along with me. But when he said this word mother, then Nand and Sunan replied that a son like you performs devotional service towards the Lord, then their mother definitely goes to the eternal abode of the Lord, because mother and son have a connection. Dhruv said that I don't believe in audio, I want to see with my own eyes. And Maitreya Muni says in the next line, Darshya Mas Mat Devi. So they showed Dhruv Maharaj that, see, your mother is already going to the eternal abode of the Lord. So it means a son can deliver or support his mother through the medium of unalloyed devotional service towards the Lord. So the actual veneration of our ancestors will be when we perform unalloyed devotional service towards the Lord and deliver our brother, mother, or son. Now let's come to the fourth. the connection between a father and a son. If a son wants, he can deliver or emancipate his father. And we see this in the 7th canto when Narsingadev manifested and he took Prahlad Maharaj on his lap. Then Prahlad Maharaj says,
वरदान देने में परम समर्थ,
says that you are capable of giving any benediction, and today I want a boon from you. Lord Narasimhadev that, oh son, what do you want? He says that my father has always criticized you. Yat nindat means to criticize. Pita me, my father. So my father has criticized you. And what was the reason? Because of he was unaware of your potency and fame. Tej is potency and Aishwaryam is fame. And he disrespected you and criticized you. But
विद्वम आशय साक्षात सर्वलोक गुरुम प्रभुम भातृहेति मृषा दृष्टि अभक्ते मई चाघवान। और ऊपर से क्या हुआ, आपने
moreover
मेरे ताऊ को मार दिया,
you killed my my uncle, that is the brother of my father, that is Hiranyaksh, and that is why my father had more enmity towards, and therefore my father, Pita me puyet means my father, became envious of you. So I want a boon or benediction that my father has not done any pious activity, yet I ask you for a boon that Pita me puyet means my father becomes purified. Duranta dusturath, and by your mercy and blessings, my father be impurified, because you are affectionate towards your devotees. And Sri Bhagwan replies, Narsingdev replies, in the top screen, Bhagwan Narsingdev is replying to Prahlad Maharaj.
त्रिसप्तभि पिता पुत्र पितृभि सहते नघ यत्साधोस्य कूले जातो भवान् वे कुल पावन भवान् वे कुल पावन। मानो भगवान नरसिंहदेव के तेरा जो बाप है ना, ऐसे आदमी
Narasimhadev says that person like your father, I will not leave it. The work that he has done, I will never forgive such person. But Prahlad, but I am satisfied with your unalloyed devotional service, and you haven't asked anything from me, and you want your father to be delivered. So I not only deliver your father, but three saptabhi. Saptabhi means 7 and 3 means 3 times. So 3 into 7 is 21. I am so much satisfied by you that for your 21 generations will go to Vaikuntha or my eternal abode. And I'm so satisfied and happy that you already liberated your father. But I promise that in a clan, there is a son like you. He not only gave the benediction to Prahlad Maharaj, but he's giving benediction for future devotees as well. He says that a devotee like you will purify the whole clan. Although Hiranyakashipu has not done any pious activity or good work, but by the mercy of Prahlad or with the connection with his son, Prahlad Maharaj liberated or delivered his father. So this is the fourth connection of a father and a son. Now let's move to the fifth, a grandson and grandfather. So if a grandson desires or wishes, he can deliver or emancipate his grandfather or great grandfather. And the example is Pitama Bhishma. If you see the death of Bhishma Pitama, he left his body during the time of Uttarayan. That means he was facing and he was looking at the north direction, and he was wearing the clothes of the north direction, and all the sages and saints were gathered, and the Lord who had protected Parikshit Maharaj was also there. So if you just contemplate that, there is no one who has died like Bhishma Pitama. All the things during his death time was perfect. The place was Kurukshetra, and for association, if you see, all the great sages and saints were present there. And if you think about the time or Kal, then the time was Uttarayan, which is the most pious. And if you think about his mental situation, then he was busy or engrossed in praying the Lord, and he was seeing the Lord himself. And nowadays, if someone is about to die, they keep a photo of the Lord. If he had throughout the life has drunk and ate meat, then how could he remember the Lord? When he has not served the Lord throughout his life, at the time of death, how he can see the Lord? But we try to appease ourselves. But the Bhishma Pitama had all these pious conditions. So yesterday we discussed about it. So there is another interpretation which I'm sharing with you today. He said that all these situations or conditions were present at the time of my death. Why? And the reason is not me. I have not done any good work throughout my life. Tathapi akant bhakteshu. So yesterday we took it as Shantanu, but there is another interpretation that is in plural form. So who are these Ekanta Bhakt? These Ekant Bhaktas are Pandavas. Yudhishthir, Arjun, Bhim, Nakul, Sahadev, and because of them, he had got this opportune time, place, and circumstance. He is the grandfather, and Pandavas are his great grandson, and by their unalloyed devotional service, he got this opportune time, place, circumstances because of them. So there is, if grandson desire to emancipate or liberate or deliver, then they can do the same by performing spiritual journey towards the Lord. Then the sixth connection is towards the society. So if we want, we can emancipate or deliver our ancestors and relatives. So in the first canto 8th chapter and second verse, you can see
मोदक ईच्छता दातुं स कृष्ण गंगाया पुरस्कृत्य ययुः स्त्रियः। किस समय की बात है?
so
अथ ते संपरेता नाम।
what is the time frame for this? Sampare means the battle. So after the battle of Mahabharata, during the battle of Kurukshetra, and so many soldiers died. 17 Akshahoni Sena was destroyed. Imagine millions of people died, and it is said about them in this verse that after the battle of Kurukshetra, just understand this word, Swanam means ours, our relatives, friend, or society at large. So after the battle of Mahabharat, because the son also died, the father also died, then who will perform the veneration? Because so many people participated and so many people died. So who will venerate them? So such people in the society. So what will such people do? So that means they expect water from their society. So not only our ancestors, but also the members of our society expect this from us. So this is a very beautiful word from Shrimad Bhagavatam. Udakam means water, Ichtam means desire. So they desire water from us. And who will understand this more than Lord Shri Krishna? And that is why when he was in Hastinapur, what did he do? One day, all the Pandavas, Draupadi and Mata Kunta, he waked them. He said that so many people who have died, they have an expectation from you that you will offer water to them and venerate them. And therefore, Krishna took all of them on the banks of river Ganga. Tatum sa Krishna Gangayam means, so he took them all. Guruskritya means he took all the women on the banks of river Ganga. He didn't went alone. And then it's added further. And he took the names of everyone, and they started offering. The Pandavas started offering the water in their names.
उन सभी स्वजनों को भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने अपने हाथों से
And
जल पिलवाया, तर्पण
he
किया।
himself
और आप्लुत
got
हरि
these
प्रताप्य
venerated.
रज पूत सरित जले। और इस प्रकार से भगवान ने
And in this manner,
उन समाज को सपोर्ट करवाया।
Lord Shri Krishna supported the whole society
तो कुल
and
मिलाकर यहाँ पर
delivered the
हमारा
whole
समाज के
society.
साथ भी कनेक्शन
So,
होता
this is a
है।
connection between
हमारा
us and
समाज भी हमसे
society.
एक्सपेक्टेशन रखता
Our
है।
society also
दूसरे
have some
शब्दों में
expectation
यदि
from
हम
us.
चाहे
And in other words,
तो हम
if
कितनी
we
क्रिया से
wish,
और
then
हमारी
by
भजन भक्ति
venerating
से
or by
हमारे
performing
समाज को
another devotional
सपोर्ट कर
service towards
सकते
the
हैं।
Lord, we
भजन
can
भक्ति
support
के
our
द्वारा
society
हम हमारे समाज का उद्धार
and
कर सकते हैं।
deliver them.
कितने हुए? 6 कनेक्शन हो गए।
So we have established
और
6
अंतिम
connections so
7वां
far.
कनेक्शन है
So the 7th
पशु
and the
पक्षियों
last one
के
is
साथ कनेक्शन।
the connection with
और
animals
इसका
and birds,
ज्ञान प्रमाण
etc.
है
And
भगवान
the
श्री रामचंद्र।
reference is Lord Sri Ramachandra.
अविरल भक्ति मांगीवर गीत गए हरिधाम, तेहि की क्रिया जथोचित निज कर की नहीं राम, निज कर की नहीं राम। भगवान रामचंद्र अपने पिता दशरथ की क्रिया नहीं कर पाए।
So Lord Sri Ramchandra was not able to venerate his own father, but in his pathway he crossed his path with Jatayu and he cremated, performed the last rites, and he venerated him. Just imagine how divine is our society and our upbringing, that even the birds and animals are venerated, and in the Western world they are killed and eaten. That is the difference between our culture and the culture of the West, that the Lord himself venerated Jatayu, a bird, and performed his last rites. And it is said, after performing the last rites of Jatayu, the Git went to the eternal abode of the Lord. And Lord Ramchandra cremated this Git. And Goswami Tulsidas, she has written this. And in Valmiki Ramayana also it is mentioned, Tato Godavrim Gatva, that Ramji went to the banks of Godavari river and he offered water to whom? Gridhrajaya Tavabho, that is Jatayu. So he took the holy dip in Godavari river and offered water to Jatayu. So in this manner, all these references from Shrimad Bhagavatam, we can understand that performing these rites for our ancestors is not any sentimentalism or false belief, but it is a certified karma established by the Lord himself, by which a brother can deliver his brother, a mother and son can deliver each other, or vice versa, and we can emancipate our father, grandfather, great grandfather, even the society and birds and plants at large. So this pious Pitrupaksh is going on, and we are taking the advantage of this time. So previously, so far we have heard the pastimes of the Shrimad Bhagavatam, we are stuck to the branch of the tree. I told you yesterday that you have to hold the branch strongly. So the climax was such, it was about Ramakanji is told this pastime by Bharat Maharaj, and he is explaining us. And according to Bhagavatam, I presented yesterday that a person was being chased by a ghost or a witch, and he was running hard, and he entered the deep forest, which was an extreme forest, and he somehow escaped her, but he was then chased by an elephant, and then he started running more, and on the way he saw so many snakes, and somehow he just was trying to protect himself from the snake, and sometimes he was bitten as well, but somehow he fell in the well, and there was a banyan tree nearby which had branches, so he grabbed the branches of this banyan tree. So for some time he felt peace, but then he realized that there was a crocodile in the well and he was hungry. The crocodile was hungry and he was waiting when he falls and I can eat it. And after 5 minutes, when he saw upwards, he saw that the elephant also has reached there. So, and he is holding this branch, but this branch is slipping away from him because of his sweat. And if he slips, then he will fall on the crocodile and he will eat. And if we go outside, the elephant will chase him. So, and then and then he realized that there were two mouse, black and white, who were cutting the branch of the tree, and there was a honey, the web of honeybees, and there was so much honey that it was started dripping, and he was just getting a drop of honey, and he said that, oh, I enjoyed a lot. And this is what we are doing. We all say that we enjoyed. So this is our enjoyment. So Jad Bharatji is explaining this Bhavtivika to Maharaj Rahuguna. And if Maharaj Rahuguna asks that whatever you have described, who is this character? Just let me know. So he said that all the character is all these people on the screen along with their name, who are all entangled in this. You can see all of them one by one in all the screens. He said that it's none other than us. Bhavatavi means the material ocean of existence, and the which chases us is, who is that? Which
पत्नी थोड़ी चुड़ैल होती है, वो तो बहुत अच्छी होती है। आप लोग भी ऐसा मत बोलिए, कुछ लोग इशारा करके बोलते हैं।
Some are giving a signal that it's about the wife, but the wife is very good. So that which is Maya Devi, or the external potency of the Lord. She is chasing us. She is chasing us day and night. Sripad Rup Goswami said, that the desire for enjoying our senses, and even the sense or desire for liberation is like a ghost or a witch. And till the point we are chased by this, we will always have lust to enjoy our senses. Till that point, we will never be happy or satisfied. This is what Rup Goswami has said.
इस संसार को भोगतने की भोगतने की कामना हमारे पीछे दौड़ी है और हम दौड़ते हैं
And this desire is chasing us, and we are running, and we get entangled in the deep forest, and that deep forest is none other than the material universe. This is that deep forest. So we are that person, and the desire to enjoy our senses and liberation is that which, and we enter this deep forest, that is the material existence. And then there is an elephant that is chasing us. And who is that elephant? I told you yesterday that we enjoy when we see an elephant. But if elephant becomes mad and chases us, then he can kill us or destroy a whole village. So the elephant is the ear. So this ear is like, the elephant is like an ear. So some people celebrate their birthday every year, but on the other hand they give party and enjoy. But on the other hand, this is the greatest distress, because one year is reduced from our life. So we are being chased by an elephant, and every year is getting reduced. Person is running, and there are so many snakes and serpents. He tries to avoid some are bitten. Some snakes bite us. So these snakes are diseases, because by some diseases we can avoid, some disease we try to avoid, but on the other hand there are some diseases which affect us, and that well is our body. Imagine how much food we have filled this body with. Since the day we are born, how much ton food we have eaten. So it is a great analogy Jad Bharat has given. And in the depth of that well is that crocodile. Who is this crocodile? It is the death itself, that is the Kal. So, and we are holding this branch of the tree, which is hope. And once we lose the hope, then a person will die. We all are alive because of the hope. And if I tell you that you can leave anything, but don't lose hope, because if you lose hope, then either you will die of heart attack or you will kill yourself. A person is alive in this world only on the basis of whether it is a good hope or bad hope. But still you have to just keep the branch, hold the branch tightly, that tomorrow it will be rectified, tomorrow it will be done. But there are two mouse which are chewing the branches of this tree. So this black and white mouse are day and night. No matter how much hopeful you are, but day and night are chewing our day. And one day it will drag us to the mouth of the crocodile or death personified. And at the same time, there is some honey is dripping drop by drop, and somehow we drink it and we say that we have enjoyed ourselves. That drop of honey is our desire for senses. The greatest desire or happiness is sex desire or sense gratification. But for that one drop of sense gratification, how much we are entangled in this material universe. And he is being happy or satisfied with this sense gratification in such a situation. So we all are in the same situation, irrespective of the place where we reside. We all are in the same situation or in the same boat. So what are we supposed to do now? Wise person will associate in good association, and he will understand the element of this bhavatali, that is that where exactly are we or where we stand. So some people say that we are in a very great position, but no, we are living somehow. This description of our life is there. So just imagine a person who has so much food at their disposal, but they are diabetic, and people who are hungry, they don't have food. The life is spent to earn or accumulate wealth, but once we have this wealth, we don't have energy to enjoy that money. The world is designed in such a manner that no person can enjoy. A wise person, what are we supposed to do? Through this good association, we should understand the element of this material universe. We need to hammer ourselves on a daily basis because this Maya is so strong. The media is so powerful these days that it will confuse us. So we should be aware of this, and with the acts of pure devotional service towards the Lord, we can win this war. So, in this manner, Jad Bharatji describes our situation to Maharaj Rahuguna. Along with it, in the 19th chapter of Shrimad Bhagavatam, Kim Purush Varsh is organized. How there is a place where Hanumanji lives with his disciples and associates and perform the devotion of servitude, that is Dasya Bhakti. And then there is a description of Bharatvarsh, that how great demigods desire to be born in Bharatvarsha. In the 5th canto, 20th chapter, apart from Jambudvip, other 6 continents are also described, and their mountains are also described. In the 21st, God is, and his speed, etc., and his glories are being sung. In the 22nd chapter, other planets. Srila Prabhupada has written a whole scripture on the same, but Shukdevji tells about this, about the speed and other planets, etc. And in the 24th chapter, Rahu and Atal Vittal, the lower planetary system is described. In the 25th, Bhagwan Sankirshan is described. Now, the lower planetary system was described in 2-3 verses, that before, under the earth, there are this lower planetary system where all these people are, sinful people are punished. So, but Parikshit Maharaj stopped him and he said that please stop. He said that what is this hell or lower planetary system? And where is this? And how many types of hells are there? So please tell me in detail about the same. Shukdev Goswami says that have the hellish planets are very dangerous and fearful. There is great punishments for all the people who have sinned, and everybody who has sinned has to go to the hell. And when a country is made or created, then the government makes hospitals, parks, schools, university, hospitals, etc. But also it creates a prison as well. Because if someone doesn't follow the rules and regulation, then they should be punished. Similarly, the earth, the Lord created the whole material universe, but along with it, he became all these, he made these hellish planets. So this is the prison for people who don't follow the rules and regulation of material universe, are put here to punish them. And after our death, or once we leave our body, a person who has performed sin, then after the ancestral planet, they are sent to the lower hellish planets. I told that Chitragupta, who is taking the pictures of us when we are doing whatever activity we are doing, and he will show it to us. We'll ask him, where did you photograph us? Here. And he will say that we did photograph you. So he clicks the pictures. And in this manner, all the deeds that we perform and what we perform and what sins we perform and how we are punished is mentioned. So if you want to listen, I can tell you. There are 28 forms of hell. So Madhusudan Prabhu is saying no, that we are not going there. But we all have sinned. Nobody has dipped in the milk. So a person travels to other country, so they inquire where we are going to stay, where we are going to eat, etc. So when we are destined to go there, so we should know about the same, that how we are going to be punished. And so there are 28 types of hellish planets or names, and who will go in which hell planet and what kind of punishment will be given. I will teach you, I'll tell you in 28 minutes. 1 minute for one hell. But we will do it after some infomercial. So please tie your seatbelt and be ready and listen carefully. But you have to listen. Where will I go? So you just need to tick which one is for us. So after some infomercial, we will resume.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. इस तृतीय दिवस के प्रथम सत्र में भी बहुत ही सुंदर भागवत कथा का रसपान कर पा रहे हैं आपके श्रीमुख से। और इस भागवत कथा के अंतर्गत बहुत ही सुंदर आपने यहाँ पर श्री भरत जी राजा रघुगण को ये सुंदर उपदेश दे रहे हैं भवाटवी का वर्णन करते हुए, और बता रहे हैं कि कैसे ये कलयुग के जो बद्ध जीव हैं, हाँ, वो एक बिंदु मात्र सुख के लिए कितना सारा परिश्रम कर रहा है, और किस प्रकार काल वहां पर वेट कर रहा है, किस प्रकार हाथी जो कि दिन और साल बनकर हमारे पीछे भाग रहा है, और माया देवी जो कि हमारे पीछे पड़ी है, और दिन और रात ये सारी चीजें हम अपने जीवन में देख रहे हैं, बट शायद उसके ऊपर विचार नहीं कर पा रहे हैं। तो बहुत ही सुंदर आप यहाँ पर स्मरण करा रहे हैं इस भवाटवी की कथा के माध्यम से कि कैसे हर कोई, हर एक जीव इस प्रकार इन सारी चीजों का सामना कर रहा है, और वह एक क्षण भर के सुख के लिए वो अपने सारा इस जीवन को उसी में व्यतीत कर रहा है। तो थैंक यू सो मच प्रभु जी फॉर रिमाइंडिंग अस आवर ड्यूटी, हमारी जो जॉब है हमें क्या करना चाहिए, इस वजह से में आपने बताया। और साथ ही साथ बहुत ही सुंदर यहाँ पर श्रीमद् भागवतम में हम यहाँ पर पितरों की महिमा श्रवण कर रहे हैं, और प्रभु जी ने बताया कि 7 प्रकार से व्यक्ति पितरों की सेवा कर सकता है, यानी जो चाहे वो पुत्र हो या भाई भाई को भी उद्धार कर सकता है, उनकी ऊर्ध्वगति की कामना कर सकता है, उनके लिए उनको भगवत धाम लेके जा सकता है। और बहुत ही सुंदर उन्होंने गोकर्ण ने यहाँ पर भागवत कथा का आयोजन किया, भगवत कथा सुनाई और धुंधुकारी का उद्धार किया। और बहुत ही सुंदर इस कथा के हमें समझ में आता है कि कैसे एक भाई भी अपने भाई के लिए शुभ कामना कर सकता है, और इस प्रकार के आयोजन के द्वारा उनका भी उद्धार कर सकता है। और बहुत सुंदर ध्रुव महाराज, उनकी जो प्रार्थना प्रभु जी ने आपने बताई कि कैसे ध्रुव महाराज ने प्रार्थना की, और उनकी माता को उन्होंने उनसे पहले भगवत धाम जाने के लिए उनसे याचना की। और बहुत सुंदर वहाँ भी हमें देखने को मिला कि ध्रुव महाराज से पहले उनकी माता भगवत धाम को प्राप्त हो रही थी, उस विमान में बैठकर जा रही थी, सदेह जा रही थी। और प्रहलाद महाराज ने बहुत सुंदर प्रार्थना की थी, और जिसके कारण भगवान नरसिंह देव प्रसन्न हुए। और नरसिंह देव ने, हालांकि उनके पिता भक्त नहीं थे, एक ऐसे कैरेक्टर थे जिन्होंने इस ब्रह्मांड में, इस पृथ्वी में आतंक मचा के रखा था। देवी देवताओं को अपने घर पे झाड़ू पोछा लगवाते थे, such was the condition at that time। तो ऐसे आतंकी, आतंकी हम कह सकते हैं उनको, कि देवताओं को, ब्राह्मणों को, सबको तंग करने वाले ऐसे प्रहलाद महाराज के पिता हिरण्यकशिपु, उनका भी भगवान ने उद्धार किया। और साथ ही साथ उनको यह भी वचन दिया कि आपकी 21 पीढ़ी को हम तारेंगे, आप चिंता ना करें, जहाँ पर आप जैसे भक्तों का जन्म होता है। तो हम सबको यही समझना चाहिए हमें कि हमें भी प्रहलाद महाराज की तरह भक्ति करनी चाहिए। हालांकि प्रैक्टिकल रूप से इतना संभव नहीं है, परंतु हमें प्रार्थना तो अवश्य करनी चाहिए और उनसे उनका अनुसरण करना चाहिए। इस प्रकार उन्होंने भगवान नरसिंहदेव को प्रसन्न किया, वैसे हमें भी श्रद्धा होनी चाहिए भगवान के नाम में। और साथ ही साथ बहुत ही सुंदर पांडव ने, पितामह का पांडव जो कि भगवान के शुद्ध भक्त थे, भगवान के परम मित्र भी थे, और ऐसे पांडव ने पितामह जो कि वो भी भगवान के भक्त थे, परंतु एकमात्र पांडव के कारण भगवान प्रसन्न हुए उनके ऊपर, पितामह के ऊपर, और उनको भी भगवत प्राप्ति हुई। साथ ही साथ बहुत ही सुंदर यहाँ पर भगवान श्री कृष्ण के विषय में हमने श्रवण किया कि कैसे समाज का उद्धार करने के लिए स्वयं भगवान आए। यहाँ पर तो हम अपने परिवार के उद्धार के लिए भी आगे नहीं आ पाते हैं, परंतु भगवान अपने आचरण से सिखाते हैं कि कैसे एक समाज का उद्धार करने के लिए, और भगवान ने बिल्कुल सभी देहों को एकत्रित कर उनका नाम ले लेकर उनको उनका तर्पण किया, और यह सुंदर आचरण से हमें सिखाया। और भगवान श्री राम ने भी बहुत ही सुंदर गिद्ध जी का उद्धार किया और उनको स्वधाम में उन्होंने भेजा। तो यहाँ से हमें सीख मिलती है कि हमें भी, चाहे हमारा स्नेही जन हो, चाहे हमारा परिवार में कितना भी दूर का रिलेशन में क्यों हो, या फिर कोई समाज का अन्य कोई व्यक्ति क्यों ना हो, यदि हमारे हृदय में उनके प्रति करुणा है, उनके प्रति भाव है, तो हमें अवश्य करना चाहिए, जिससे कि उनकी भी ऊपर की और गति हो सके। तो यहाँ पर भगवान हमें स्वयं सिखाते हैं, पशु समाज के लिए हो या फिर समाज के लिए, अन्य जीवों के लिए हो। तो शास्त्र में ऐसे बहुत सुंदर सुंदर प्रभु जी ने उदाहरण हमें आज दिखाया है कि जहाँ पर हम सबको भी हम ऐसा कोई रीजन नहीं है कि हम ना बोल सकते, नहीं मेरा और उनका कोई रिलेशन नहीं है, या फिर कोई ऐसा हमारा अनबन है जिसके कारण हम नहीं कर सकते। यहाँ पर भगवान स्वयं सिखा रहे हैं कि कोई भी व्यक्ति क्यों ना हो, हमारा परम कर्तव्य है, क्योंकि जीव मात्रा में भगवान है और वह परमात्मा का ही अंश है और हम भी परमात्मा के ही अंश है। तो इसी के नाते कहीं ना कहीं हमारा रिलेशन है। तो प्रभु जी ने इसको बहुत ही सुंदर स्थापित किया इस उदाहरण के माध्यम से, और धन्यवाद प्रभु जी। साथ ही साथ बहुत ही सुंदर श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु का पास्ट टाइम्स आपने कुछ बताया यहाँ पर। वहाँ पर विश्वभर जो उनके भाई थे उन्होंने संन्यास ग्रहण किया, और संन्यास ग्रहण करने के पश्चात यह लोक और परलोक, मातृ साइड के लोक और पितृ साइड के लोक, दोनों का उद्धार किया। और स्वयं भगवान भी, श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने भी यहाँ पर अपने माता पिताओं को श्राद्ध क्रिया किया, वे भी स्वयं ईश्वर होते हुए भी। तो इससे हमें यही समझना चाहिए, हम तो मानव है और भगवान हमें सिखाते हैं कि हमें क्या करना चाहिए। सो शास्त्र एक ऐसा माध्यम है जिससे कि हम अपने मानव जीवन के कर्तव्य को जान सकते हैं, और हमें यही प्रयास करना चाहिए कि हम यथाशक्ति से पूर्ण करें, और इसमें कोई इतनी एफर्ट नहीं है अगर हम देखा जाए तो, इट डज नॉट टेक so much of our energy. So thank you so much Prabhuji for all this wonderful pastimes which you have आपने जो यहाँ पर हमें श्रवण कराया, स्मरण कराया, जिससे कि हम सब इससे जान सके आज की कथा की महिमा से। So once again बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। So जैसे हम बता रहे थे कि आज इस कथा का तृतीय दिवस है और इस पितृ श्राद्ध का सेकेंड लास्ट डे, इट्स चतुर्दशी का श्राद्ध है और कल अमावस्या है। तो शेष एक ही दिन बचा है हमारे बीच में, जहाँ पर हम अपने पितरों को यदि हमने अभी तक उनके नाम नहीं दिए तो उनका उद्धार करने हेतु एक और अवसर हमारे पास अभी भी है। तो आप सभी से निवेदन है, यदि आपने अभी दे दिए हैं तो दैट इज वेल एंड गुड, और यदि somehow for some reason भूल गए हैं तो यहाँ पर प्रभु जी हमें स्मरण करा रहे हैं बारंबार अपनी कथा के माध्यम से, और यहाँ पर हम देख ही रहे हैं कि ये सुंदर कार्य हो ही रहा है। तो अगर कहा जाए कि जब गंगा बहती है पास में से तो उसमें हाथ धो लेने चाहिए। तो यहाँ पर भागवत कथा रूपी गंगा बह रही है, और इसी गंगा के अंतर्गत ये सुंदर जो पर्व है हमारे बीच में, वहाँ पर ये सुंदर आयोजन भी है जहाँ पर हम हमारे पितरों के लिए भी कुछ ना कुछ कर सकते हैं यथाशक्ति। तो ये सुंदर आयोजन है, तो आप सभी से निवेदन है कि आप सब इसमें अवश्य जुड़िए और इस भगीरथ कार्य में आप भी अपने पितरों के नाम दीजिए हमें, जिससे कि हम उनके लिए भी यहाँ पर ये श्राद्ध क्रिया कर सके, उनकी मोक्ष पूजा के लिए प्रार्थना कर सके, उनके लिए भागवत पाठ करा सके। सो वैष्णव को भोजन कराने का, गौ सेवा कराने का, या पितृत्व यज्ञ जो कि कल बहुत ही भव्य बृहद ये होने वाला है कार्यक्रम, जो कि हम दर्शन भी करेंगे इनका। तो ये सुंदर और अंतिम अवसर हमारे पास में है। आप सभी से निवेदन है करबद्ध कि आप इसमें अवश्य जुड़िए और अपने स्नेहीजन पितृजन को नाम हमें दीजिए, जिससे कि हम उनके लिए कुछ कर सके, हमारा एवं स्वयं का उद्धार कर सके। सो यह नाम आप हमें व्हाट्सएप कर सकते हैं हमारे इस व्हाट्सएप नंबर पर, विच इज 7567545555 और +20121509113। दोनों नंबर के माध्यम से आप हमें अप्रोच कर सकते हैं इस विषय में और अधिक जानकारी के लिए। प्लीज आप अपने नाम अवश्य व्हाट्सएप कीजिएगा पितरों के, और आइए निवेदन करें प्रभु जी से कि वह शेष कथा को शुरू करें। धन्यवाद। हरे कृष्ण।
दो बातन को भूल मत, दो बातन को भूल मत, जो चाहे कल्याण। शब्द के ऊपर ध्यान दीजिएगा। दो बातन को भूल मत, जो चाहे कल्याण। नारायण एक मौत को, नारायण एक मौत को, दूजो श्री भगवान, दूजो श्री भगवान। जीवन में आप सब कुछ भूल जाओ,
So in this life, you can forget everything, but please don't forget two things.
भगवान को,
One
दूसरी
is
मृत्यु को।
the Lord and
यदि अपना
death.
कल्याण चाहते हो
If we want
तो
our
मृत्यु को नहीं
welfare,
भूलना चाहिए।
then we
एक
should
दिन
never
मरना है,
forget about death.
यह सोचकर ही
Someday we are
जीवन
going
के
to
सारे
die
काम
one day,
के
and
निर्णय होने चाहिए।
contemplating on that, we should take the decision of our life.
श्री सुखदेव गोस्वामी महाराज परीक्षित को नरक लोक का वर्णन करते हैं।
Shukdev Goswami describes
नरक में
this
कौन जाते हैं?
hellish
नर में
planet,
मनुष्य।
Nar, that is
कुत्ता बिल्ली को मारे तो
humans,
नरक में नहीं जाता।
and they go to these hellish planets. So if a lion kills the deer, then he is not sent to the hellish planet, because only the human form is the form where we have to undergo penance. Other all living entities are in Bhog Yoni. They're there to for sense gratification. So a person who abducts anybody else's property, he is sent to Tarimastran hell. This is the first hell. And this has all darkness. And by just saying about that, I feel afraid. I feel very much scared of claustrophobic. And I'm scared on darkness. So first of all, it's completely dark and no food or water is offered. And the associates of Yama, they abuse and curse. They remind us that you took the money from someone, you abducted someone else's wife, you kidnapped someone's children, and then they beat. And in Gujarati, they said that the wood is not soft, but it has all the thorns also. And it gives so much pain that a person just shouts and he just thinks that had I not performed this sin, I won't have been here. And the second is Andhatamastri. So in Andhatamastri, a person who cheats others and uses or their wife or they use someone else's property, then he is sent to Andhitamistra, where he suffers great distress and pain, that their eyesight and their brain both are destroyed. And then the third is Rauro. A person who is unaware of the soul, they think that I am this body. And all who are related to me through this body are mine, and to keep attachment towards them, and people who are not attached to me, they're envious of them, are in opposition with them. They are totally engrossed in their family and filial obligation. And people who have this behavior, they have to go to Rauro, Narak or hell. And here, a person who all were affected or distressed by him, they manifest in front of him. So Rauro is like shape of a serpent, and they're very cruel, and they give great distress to him and kill him. And in the fourth, a person who is never worried about others, and he just worries or takes care of his body. As Narsi Mehta has said, a Vaishnava or a devotee is a person who thinks the whole, everyone as his part of his family. So before we give any distress to others, we should feel that what if it happens to us. So such a person who doesn't cares is sent to Rarav, and there this person, he eats the person alive, and he
जो नॉनवेज खाते हैं, आप लोग तो नहीं खाते, पहले खाया होगा तो थोड़ी सी चिंता है.
So a person who eats non-veg,
पशु पक्षी मांस मछली अंडा,
kill animals, fish, etc., are sent to the fifth hell, that is Kumbhi Pak.
इस नरक में,
and in this hell,
जिस प्रकार से किसी पशु पक्षी को फ्राई करके खाया है,
as they have fried, and the way they have eaten that person, similarly they are fried in the boiling oil, and the whole person is fried. And when he becomes conscious, then again he is refried again in the same oil. And this happens thousands of times. And the sixth is Kala Sutra. In this hell, a person who opposes his parents or the Brahmanas or the Vedic injunctions has to go and suffer in this hell. And this is 10,000 yojana long. This is huge. And the earth is of copper. So this 10,000 yojana is of sun, of copper, and below is the fire, and above is the sun. And a person thirsty and hungry is forced to walk on this copper, and all over. So the number of our so day and night he is distressed. Then there is A.C.Bhaktivedanta hell. So at the time of distress, it is still understandable. Even the Lord understands. But a person who has no obligation or distress, yet to forego or let go the Vedic injunction and follow the other religion, they are sent to the A.C.Patra hell. And there he is beaten with hunter, and the person runs from here and there. His body is cut with the leaves which are sharp like sword, and he shouts. And the eighth is Shukarmukh, a king, or the politicians in today's yoga, or so if they punish a person who was innocent, or a Brahmana who was punished, so they will have to suffer in this Shukarmukh. And what happens in this hell? You might have drank the juice of sugarcane. So there is a machine to get the juice from the sugarcane. So in this hell, Shukarmukh, there is a huge machine. So they put the person in this machine and he shouts. So in hell, there is so much distress and pain, but the person doesn't die. This is the arrangement of the Lord. He becomes unconscious, he shouts, but he never dies. And then ninth is Andhakoop. So we all humans, we are all humans. So a human who gives distress to others, a person is empathetic to the misery or distress of others. Animals cannot. So if a mosquito sits on us and bites us, he is unaware that if I bite him, we will get distress. But he is in his nature and he will sit and bite. But for human, it is not the same. We are aware and we know that if we behave in such manner, he will be distressed. So we have this knowledge, but yet we give distress to other living entities. So we kill so many living entities in our life, in our home. And a person who kills these, so they are innocent. The snake, when he bites, it doesn't dance. It is his nature to bite. That is his nature. It is not in his brain that I want to distress others or somebody is in problem because of me. He's unaware, but a human is aware. And if we don't, then he can understand through the medium of Vedic injunctions and scriptures. So, because the human has this awareness, and if he kills any insect, etc., so then they have to go and suffer in Andhakoop hell. And the insect where we have killed, the insect comes, or the living entities, they're waiting for us. All those animals and insects, etc., whom we have kept enmity and we have distressed, they're all waiting and they remind us in 2022 12 o'clock. Do you remember? Might happen that we don't remember, but they all remember appropriately and correctly. And in the 10th hell is Krumi Bhojan. So, whatever we get, we should eat after sharing. But if someone who doesn't eat by sharing, he has to go to the Krimi Bhojan hell, and 1 lakh yojan pot of insects is there, and the person is put there, and he remains there for thousands, and he eats the insects there. The 11th is Sandash. By robbing or by force snatching someone's gold, jewel, etc., is sent to this
दागा जाता है।
So in this hell,
बर्तन में सांसी होती है, चिपिया होता है, रोटी ऐसे घुमाने के लिए जो होता है ना, या तपेली पकड़ने की सांसी जो होती है ना, पकड़,
so the metal,
उससे उसकी चमड़ी
iron
को ऐसे निकाला जाता है,
uh,
एक एक करके सारी चमड़ी
is burning,
संदेश नरक में
and
निकाली जाती है।
this whole
12वां नरक है तप्त सुरमी। इस
body
तप्त
is
सुरमी नरक में जो
being
अवैध संग करते हैं, मानी अपनी पत्नी
peeled,
के अलावा किसी
and
अन्य स्त्री के
in the
साथ
earth,
संबंध रखते हैं,
if
या कोई
someone has
स्त्री
illicit
अपनी
relationship
पत्नी के अलावा किसी
with
अन्य पुरुष के साथ
someone who is
संबंध
not
रखती
their
है,
spouse,
उसे तप्त सुरमी में
then
डाला जाता है।
they are sent to Tapt
ये
Surmi
12वां नरक है।
hell. This is the
और इस
12th
नरक
hell,
में
and in this
जैसे
hell,
स्त्री और पुरुष ने संभोग किया है,
the
जैसे
way they
गरम
have
गरम लोहे की स्त्री होती है, गरम गरम लोहे का पुरुष होता है, और जबरदस्ती
enjoyed their
उस
senses,
गरम गरम लोहे
and
की स्त्री को
there is a
जो
metal
लाल लाल होती है,
for
उसके साथ
women or
बंधन कराया
man,
जाता है।
and they are forced to embrace this
तत्पश्चात
burning
13वां
hot
नरक है
i-
वज्र कंटक
iron
शालमणि।
idol. Then the next is Vajrakantaksha,
पशु आदि से व्यभिचार करने वाले को इस
a
वज्र
person
कंटक
who
शालमणि में डाला जाता है।
misbehaves
वज्र
with
के समान
animals
कांटे वाले
is sent
सेदर
here.
वृक्ष पर चढ़ाकर
There is a
उसे नीचे
tree
खींचा
like
जाता है।
Vajra, and it has
मतलब
all the thorns, and
वज्र तलवार जैसी डालियां होती हैं,
there is
उसके
a
ऊपर देखिए
sword
ना
like
रस्सी बांधते हैं और
tree,
फिर उसको
and then
पूरी
they're
छाल
tied
निकल
with
जाती है, उसका
the
शरीर जो है ना
rope,
चिथड़ा
and then they're
विथड़ा हो
dragged,
जाता है।
and the whole
इस
body is
प्रकार की
peeled.
14वां नरक है
And the 14th
वैतरणी।
is Vaitarni,
राजा या राज
a
कर्मचारी
king
धर्म की
or his
मर्यादा को
official.
तोड़ते हैं,
If
उसे
they
इस 14वें नरक
break
वैतरणी में डाला जाता है।
the
इस नरक
Vedic
में एक
injunction,
खाई
then they're
होती है,
sent in this
उस खाई
hell.
में
There,
विष्ठा, मूत्र, पीव, रक्त, केश, नख, हड्डी,
there
मज्जा,
is a
मांस,
whole
चर्बी
where all these
इत्यादि अनेकों गंदी गंदी वस्तुएं होती हैं,
impurities like stool,
और वहां
etc. are there,
ऐसी वैतरणी में उसे डाला
and
जाता है।
he
उसी में वो
is
रहता है,
sent
जीता
there,
है,
and he stays
उसी को
there,
खाता पीता रहता है,
and he
और उस
drinks
समय
and
वो
eats
स्मरण
that.
करता है कि मैंने गलत
And that
किया,
time he remembers that had I not done this, I
15वां
wouldn't have
नरक
been here. And the 15th is
पवित्र आचरण, नियम इत्यादि को तोड़कर,
a person who breaks all the
पवित्र
religious
आचरण और
principles of
नियमों को तोड़कर,
piety and
निर्लज्ज
purity,
होकर,
and
भ्रष्ट शुद्राओं
a,
को
sh-
रखकर पशुओं के समान
a person
स्त्रियों
who
के
lives
साथ जो
like
आचरण
animal,
करता है,
and he lives with
उसे
women,
15वें नरक में डाला जाता
he's
है।
sent in this
वहां पर
hell
पीप, विष्ठा,
where
कफ,
all
मल,
these cuff,
इस प्रकार
stool,
का समुद्र होता है,
etc.
और
are
उसी
there in
अत्यंत
the sea.
घृणित वस्तुओं को
And in
खाता
all
है
these
और वहीं
places
पर
he
जीता है।
stays there, and he drinks
16वां
and
नरक
sleeps there,
ब्राह्मण कुल
and
में
eats the
जन्म
same.
लेकर, जो
The
ब्राह्मण कुल
16th
में
is a person who
अच्छे
is
कुल में
born
जन्म
in
लेकर अपने
a
घर में
Brahmana
कुत्तों को
family,
रखता है।
and he keeps
ये
animals
नरक
like
टाइप का है,
dogs
मतलब अच्छे कुल में
in our
जन्म
home.
लेकर
So if you are born in
अपने
a
घर में
higher
कुत्तों को
society
रखता है,
and you
गधों
keep
को रखता है,
dogs or donkeys
पशुओं का शिकार करता है,
or kill animals by hunting them,
यमराज के दूत उसे साक्ष्य बनाकर
then
उसे मारते हैं, उसे पीटते हैं।
he is beaten by the
17वां नरक है
associates of
वैश्यस।
Yama. Then the
इस वैश्यस
next
नरक
is
में
Vaishas,
जो लोग यज्ञ में
that is the
पशुओं का
17th.
वध करते हैं,
And the
उसे इस
people
नरक में
who
डाला जाता है।
kill animals to
और
perform a
यमराज के
yajna,
दूत
fire
उसे
sacrifice,
भयंकर
they're
पीड़ा
sent
देते
there,
हैं,
where
सताते हैं।
they are troubled by the
18वां
associates
नरक
of
है
Lord Yama.
रेत
And the
कुलिया।
18th is Reta Kuliya,
रेतः कुलिया में जो अपनी पत्नी को सताता है,
a person who distresses
ध्यान
his
दीजिए,
wife.
जो पत्नी को
Please be
रुलाता
aware,
है, पत्नी
a
को सताता
person
है,
who
उसे
distresses
इस
his
18वें
wife,
नरक में डाला जाता है।
he is sent in this.
क्यों ये सताता है? ये तो बेचारो गाय જેવો છે, આ થોડી સતાવતો હોય, આ સતાવતો તો એના ઘરના થોડી ઓલું ટ્રાન્સલેશન કરતા હોય। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम। 19वां नरक है
So the 19th hell is
डाकू, राजा,
a,
राज सैनिक इत्यादि किसी के घर
a
पर आग
robber
लगाए,
and a
किसी को विष
king
दे
or
दे,
king official
गांव को लूटे,
burns
या
or
व्यापारी के दल
kills
को
someone
तोड़ देता है,
and they
उसे
rob
19वें नरक
the homes of a merchant, etc., they sent to this hell where there are 720 dogs who have teeth as sharp as Vraja, and all these 720 dogs bite him or chase him, and they bite him. Then the 20th is the person who lies in the transaction of charity or who gives false so he's is sent to Avichiman. So in this Avichiman, the associates of Yama, they bring the person to the highest cliff of a mountain, and it is 100 yojan high, and from there they make this person upward, downwards, and they throw him, and it appears that there is water and you can jump, but it is the ground. Till end he thinks that this is water, I will swim, but at the end it is land, and he falls on this land, and he gets doubly affected, because if he is well prepared that this is ground, he will be prepared, but if he thinks that it is water, then the associates of Yama punish with technique. So the 21st is the person who intoxicates will go to this hell. Here it is called Aipananan hell. Irrespective of it is a male or female, they tie his hands and press his chest and open his mouth and put all the they put liquid mercury and glass in their mouth. The amount of the intoxicant they have taken multiplied by 1,000. So the next hell is Shardikardam. So Shardikardam Narak or hell. So a person who has always thought that they know better, although they don't know, and a person who doesn't respect, person who has knowledge, then he is as good as a dead person. A person who is humble is a person, the stiff are like dead. So they are distressed in this or punished in this hell. Then a male or female offer human as sacrifice in a yagya or homa, then they are put in this hell. And they are distressed like a butcher. They are cut with an axe into small pieces. And the 24th hell is Shulaprota. A person who trusts you, and then if you cheat them or you distress them, then they are sent in this Shulpak Narak. They are kept hungry and thirsty, and they are pricked with the stool, and there is no mercy, and this is specially to punish. Then there is Dandashuk, that is the 25th, a person who is violent, who disturbs person like snake, is sent here. And so there are 5 or 7 faced snakes, and like a snake is like snake chews the mouse, it eats the person. Then 26th is for whom? Who go to animal park or zoo, where animals are kept. So all those who have opened these zoos, etc., will go to hell. And a person who goes for entertainment, they are also go there. Where people, where animals are bound, he is sent to this hell. And the way they have tied the animals, similarly, they are also put in the cage and tied, and are heated by fire and sun. And in the 27th hell, listen careful, this is so a person who comes to our home and he gets angry on them, that why he came. Is this the time, appropriate time for him to come? If we come to your home, please be aware that you should not go to this hell. So a person who doesn't welcome the relatives, and he is not happy when they visit them, then he's sent to this 27th hell. In the manner we have behaved with him, similarly he behaves with us, and the eagle, etc., bite him, tear him. And the 28th is Shuchimukh, a person who thinks that he is affluent and he misbehaves with others. One person who lies, is always worried about money, will go to Shachimukh, and he becomes half demon. And its associates of Yama just stitch the person with needle. And so he described 28 types of hell, and then he says that how much more I shall have. There are 1,000 types of hells. All the types of sins have the type of hell. But just remember that a person who has sinned, he will go to hell for sure. And you should listen carefully that whether you have done it intentionally or unintentionally, you cannot escape that I was not aware. If there is power or if there is fire, even if you touch intentionally or unintentionally, you will get affected. So sin is in such that no matter whether we do it intentionally or intentionally, we are going to be affected. We have been provided with intelligence, so it is our responsibility to know the scriptures and the rules and regulation. And if we keep on doing this, then we are definitely going to get punished. When Parikshit ji heard, but Parikshit Maharaj got shivering, and he stopped Shukdev ji, and he said that a person who has sinned will go to the hell. Then everybody has to go to the hell. That is for sure. Because nobody can say that I have not sinned at all. We all have intentionally or unintentionally sinned while preparing the food, the fire that we generate. So many people, living entities die. When we take a bath in hot water or warm water, so many insects die. While we drive, so many insects die. When we breathe, so many insects die. So, intentionally or unintentionally, we do so much sin. And if the fruit of sin is hell, then we all have to go to hell. And Parikshit ji became merciful to all these living entities. He is going to go to the eternal abode of the Lord, but he asked this question for our benefit. And he said,
तन में व्याख्या तुमर हसी। महाराज अब ये नरक का वर्णन बंद करो, अब मुझे
please don't describe any further, just tell me how can we save such living entities who are bound to go to hell? A person who has performed sin intentionally or unintentionally, then what is the escape for them to avoid this hellish condition? Shukdev Goswami says that there is only one solution. He said, what is that? So he replies, atonement, that is prayashchit.
जीवन में छोटा पाप किया है तो छोटा प्रायश्चित, बड़ा
So if we have done grave sin or a small sin, so but before we die, if we atone for our sin, then he will escape this hellish situation. So Parikshit Maharaj says that okay, he will atone for his sin, but after that, also if we perform sin, because we see that people go to the holy dham or places, they take holy dip and they take a vow that we will not sin further. But as soon as we go back, they start intoxicating themselves, eating, etc. So we atoned our sins, but we are going to sin again, then it is a cycle that will never end. So what is the ultimate solution? Shukdev ji said, yes, there is one more solution. If you gather the knowledge, you will be relieved of this sin. If you so he has already let go of karma, and the second, the Jnana Yoga also is rejected. So people are aware. It is mentioned in the cigarette and in the liquor that it is dangerous and harmful for us, but still we use. So knowledge is also not the ultimate solution. So give me the ultimate solution by which a person can be relieved of sin and to let go of this propensity to sin and get the love of the Lord. So Shukdev ji said that there is a very easy process. Only Kevala Bhakti, that is unalloyed devotion of the Lord Shri Krishna. If we do that, then Vasudev Parayana. So if we worship the Lord and we associate with exalted devotees of the Lord, and we listen to the pastimes of the Lord and we chant the holy names of the Lord, we will be relieved of the sin and our propensity to sin. We will get liberated from that propensity as well. And how? As in the winters there is fog or mist, and no matter how much fire you put or you try, the fog is not removed. But when Lord Sun manifests, then that fog disappears or dissipates. Similarly, the sins in our life are like this fog, and to remove this fog, there is no solution other than Sun God, because as the sun appears, all this fog disappears. So, to remove the fog, the whole sun is not required. Only just his ray, one ray is sufficient enough. Before the sun arrives, before that his rays appear. Similarly, even if we don't chant, but if we desire to chant, then we will get relieved of all our sins.
हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. सुखदेव गोस्वामी कहता है कि
Sukhdev Goswami says,
परीक्षित इस दुनिया में,
O Parikshit, in this world, a person can purify himself by chanting the holy names, which is uncomparable to the purity by going to the holy places or performing pious deeds or gathering knowledge, etc. A pitcher filled with liquor, even if it is of gold, even if we dip it in any holy river, but until the point there is liquor inside, it will not get purified, even if it's gold. So no matter how much we perform austerity or take a dip, we won't be purified until we perform unalloyed devotional service towards the Lord. So Krishna's only one name is sufficient to remove all the sins. So Parikshit says that all those mountains of sins can be destroyed by one name of the Krishna. I heard the pastime of Neel Madhav from Agastya Muni, and he was crying vehemently. He said there was a Brahmana who used to live in a Kanyakubj village, and his name was Ajamil. So he was a Brahman and used to Vedas, but because he associated with the prostitute, he fell down. He let go of his wife and his parents died, and he started living with a prostitute, and he gave birth to 9 sons, and now he begot the 10th son. And what did he used to do? He was doing all these sinful activities to take care of this family, and he lived for 88 years with doing all these sins, and he begot one son, and by the mercy of the devotees, he was named Narayan. Just imagine, such a grave sinner had a son whose name was Narayan, and he reached the eternal abode of the Lord. When at the time of his death, 3 associates of Yama came to take him, who were as black as the mountain of coal. And when this, because he was attached to his youngest son, he wanted his son to go from here, because you will get scared by seeing these associates of Yama. So they just tied him and they wanted to drag him. And at his deathbed, Ajamil calls his son Narayan, but it's the name of Lord himself. And he couldn't say loudly. He just said Narayan just once. And it is said that that at the time of his death, but when he spoke Narayan, then the associates of Lord Vishnu, with four-armed forms, shining and effulgent as sun, they came on this earth. I just want to say, Jamil just said Narayan, so only four S's of the Lord came, but you chant the holy names of the Lord daily. So imagine how many associates of the Lord will come to save you. And they said that just leave Ajamil. And the associates of Yama said, you are like demigods. Why are you partial towards this sinful person? They said that he's sinful. Then why is he taking the name of the Lord? He took the name of Lord. He said that it's a wrong number. He didn't call your Lord, but he called his son. But the associates of the Lord said, just tell me, Narayan name was first of the Lord or of his son before? They said that before. So in this world, no matter what reason he calls his name, but the Lord considered that he is calling me. So he's our person, so leave him. And there was a great discussion. Though the associates of Yama were left, and they saved Ajamil from the mouth of death. And Ajamil saw everything. And for 12 years, he chanted the holy names of the Lord. And he went on the golden chariot to the eternal abode of the Lord. He was a grave sinner who was at the mouth of hell, but just by chanting the name of the Lord, he took a U-turn and went to the eternal abode of the Lord. I just want to give you a message that even if you have sinned, even if you sin, if you chant the holy name once, then he went to the eternal abode of the Lord. So if we chant the holy names of the Lord throughout our life, then how will we not be saved from the hell? So if we in distress he called his son, but yet he was saved. But if we chant the holy names with love and affection, we will be saved. And we will achieve love of the Godhead, and we will reach the eternal abode of the Lord if we chant his name and listen to his pastimes. So the time has elapsed. So you have been listening with so much mellow and love. I am really grateful to all of you. Especially want to thank the organizers, the Rawat family from Mumbai, Vasekar and Menon family, and from because of whom we were able to listen to the glories of Shrimad Bhagavatam. The pastimes will continue. Tomorrow is the last day of the Pitru Paksh, and tomorrow is the Sarva Pitru Shraddha. So who don't remember the date or want to support other Pitrus as we have discussed. So tomorrow is the day we will do the Vevar and Vichar, that is the behavior and thoughtful veneration. I will want to extend my thanks to Amindaran Prabhu and Govind TV went to Haridwar, Gayachi, and they're performing so many Anushthan. Every day there is a fire sacrifice and Homa. So tomorrow, if possible, we will see that and we will remember our ancestors and we will benefit from this. So let's conclude the session with Jai Jaikar, the third day of this Bhagavatam Katha.
पुराण के श्री कृष्ण चंद्र